Hoppa! Hop, hop, ho! Welcome, everybody, to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. I got my buddy Big Jay Oakerson here, promoting his new special, Dogtooth?
Dog belly.
Dog belly. Fuck, why'd I say
That's
tooth?
fine.
Ari sent me the thing. He sent me the,
trailer?
The artwork.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, what do you think? Because I guess you asked him about it. And I remember dog. I should have.
Ari produced. Ari's the executive producer on the special, so he's, very involved in it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he says, the people who are, popping from, figuring out the social media stuff, particularly.
Yeah.
He sends it off to everybody.
Yeah.
What's awesome is Ari, when you look this, I'm like, well, Ari's got all the answers. He figured this out.
Yeah.
And didn't realize that Ari farms out his questions too to you and Schultz and everything. So that's the funniest thing. He'll come back and I'll be like, Ari, what do you think of this this trailer here? And he'll be like, Schultz says the border's tacky.
Yeah, I mean, he asked
Stavros
me.
said make this bigger. And I'm like, and by the way, I'm just like, do that.
Yeah. Well, he asked me and I was like, looks good to me. And then I was like, wait, let me ask the guy who designs my shit, and then he had a bunch of notes, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not like I know anything either. I just hired my friend who didn't believe in himself enough to get another job.
Can I ask you a Greek question?
Please.
What is the tie to this pattern in the Greek culture?
The Greek key. It's just
how it is. The Greek key.
It's the Greek key. It's like a classic. Goes all the way back to antiquity.
I thought it just meant coffee.
Yeah, exactly. We do. It's like we are hanging on to shit that happened 4,000 years ago. It's fucking pathetic. It's like we peaked. I used to have a joke where it was like it's like the guy who peaked in high school. It's like if you were cool in the 80s, Greeks are still driving a Trans Am. You know what I mean? They're still playing fucking Twisted Sister trying to get pussy. But the 80s is, the year 3000 BC. It's like we're a pathetic culture.
Although it is nice that the world's loosened up enough that anal is just called anal now instead of Greek.
I know that really was our thing for a while. I don't know how it started.
If you a prostitute ad, it'd be like, no Greek.
No Greek. Yeah, for years it was like we were known for anal. Now we got yogurt. We switched from anal to yogurt.
Yogurt's huge, though.
Yeah.
You throw the word Greek in front of that yogurt.
Oh, it's moving. You're moving pallets of fucking shitty yogurt. Just throw Greek in there.
And I will say that feta cheese, while in my top 3 cheeses of all time,
yes, is
the most inconsistent cheese from place to place.
Absolutely. No, you're so right about that. You got to know where to get. You're in Queens now. If you had Dan used to live across the street from the best imported Greek market in America.
The market.
Yeah, Titan. We call it Titan because that's the Greek pronunciation. And then I said it to him, and he's like, "Do you mean Titan?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we're in America." I would literally be like, "I'm gonna go to Titan."
You mean Titan?
Yeah. But dude, we literally. What the fuck is that sound, Eldis?
He's rewinding so he doesn't get charged.
Eldis, is this even being recorded, you fucking prick? I hired my best friend to be until 3 months ago, he had no producing skills. So he's really good. All things considered, he's great. But every once in a while, something like that'll happen. I'll be like, make sure the microphones are on.
Get what you pay for. Yeah. No, I think it's just that I forgot to turn my camera on.
Yeah,
only the second time I've done that in the history of the show.
Not bad. That's not bad numbers. In Philadelphia,
yes,
the feta cheese was always awesome.
Interesting.
Super salty.
Interesting, yeah.
Wet.
You gotta have it wet. You gotta have it in the brine. Yeah. That's the thing. You gotta get it in the brine, or else it's bullshit.
And
now they have it in supermarkets, and it's not the same shit.
No. And when I moved here, and you'd get it in cubes, or the brands.
No. You don't want anything Greek. You don't want it branded well. You don't want any of the money going to advertising.
Nope.
If you go to a Greek restaurant and they have flat screen TVs on the wall, and walk the fuck out. You want a guy in a stained wife beater. His chest hairs are in your lamb chops.
Sure.
But you pick them out. Best lamb chop you ever had in your life.
It's when I went to. I remember going to Mike Vecchione's family's house. Mm-hmm. In Boca Raton once.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you got to come over. We'll go to have dinner with my family.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely. And man, it was everything I was hoping for from an Italian household.
Yeah.
His dad looked like, remember in Goodfellas when they were making nice meals in prison.
Sure,
He had like the apron and a white beater. His body's a little older and baggy at that point, but he was just, when you walk in,
those hands.
Hey, Mr. Vecchione, he's just slapping meatballs back and forth. So great.
I love Italians, just so misogynistic. They won't let women cook important meals. It's like nah. Even the thing you do 90% of the time, when we have company, I make the sauce, you fucking bitch.
This is a wedding, Annette. Nobody wants your tasteless bullshit.
Go pack my lunch for Monday through Friday.
Have all of my clothes laid out for the week. You dumb gabone.
That is a salute to Italians, truly.
I always say this too. It was the funniest with the Italian. It was just what I was hoping for at Mike's family's house. They had a wall of pictures, and there's 3 children in that family.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one here and there, like where like the sister or brother like in the background. But I mean, they have like a shot-for-shot thing of like Mike breaking through a line and football.
Yes. All his athletic achievements.
Yeah. Oh man, they love Mike Vecchione.
Yeah. Is he the firstborn?
He might be the oldest. He might be
the oldest and the best in sports. Yeah, I get that. I mean, definitely in my family, it breaks out where it's like.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 3, or I have 2 siblings, 3 total. But there's a clear demarcation of like, I was the oldest and I was the best at school, and I'm like, sensitive, and it's like, and I was definitely my mom's favorite, right? Like, because I would have, my dad's a fucking piece of shit. From like a young age, I had the emotional intelligence of like, basically I'm like helping her through her bad. I was making her gay best friend. You know what I mean? Like I was performing the emotional labor of a gay best friend to my mom's horrific marriage to my father without recognizing. They are weird. It's one of those immigrant things of like they're roommates, same house, but like literally. Like for my mom's birthday, I redid my brother's old, because we lived in a shitty, we lived in like a townhouse, which was, there was 4 bedrooms.
And where, here in Queens?
No, in Baltimore. Grew up in Baltimore. Okay. And so my grandma had a room, I had a room, and my twin brothers had to share a room because there just were not bedrooms.
Right.
So once everybody moved out, I remodeled my brother's room into like a fucking little clubhouse for my grandma and mom to hang out. Yeah. So it's like they just have like a little mini fridge. They're watching Greek cooking shows. It's like they're basically like neighbors. She'll like go downstairs to use the kitchen, and it's like, and that's it. And it's like sometimes they'll like pitch in on groceries together. Like that's the level of like. So I was definitely her favorite, and then my younger brother, they were twins, but the youngest, he was just good at sports. He had no anxiety or depression, so he was like the easiest to talk to. So he's my dumb dad's favorite because he's like the hottest one. He's good at soccer. My dad played pro soccer in Greece for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And so but that's like that was the time where you're smoking cigarettes at halftime. Yeah. And he literally played pro soccer like when his carpentry shifts allowed it. You know what I mean? Like when he could get off his actual job, he went to play soccer.
Got a big game against Madrid. He goes, I put in for the time, but we got to see what they say.
I'm out of PTO. I don't know. And so he was definitely like my dad's favorite. And then I feel bad for my brother who. He's an artist. He's a great visual artist. My mom, don't get me wrong. My mom,
they're twins.
They're twins. So, but they're fraternal. We're all test tube babies. So, they were born at the same time, but the DNA is whatever. But, and don't get me wrong. It's not like anyone neglected him, but it's like when you feel that energy when you're like a little kid.
Sure.
So it's like, I'm sure if we went and did if we added up the pictures, probably he's like third place, like the middle child, the like middle.
You see him in the background, like choking a cat to death.
Yeah. No, well, he was like a little. That's the thing. It's like it's one of those nature versus nurture things where it's like if you're like a moody baby, you know what I mean. Like a shitty adult is gonna be like, that baby's not as fun to play with as the fucking fun baby that's giggling. Yeah. And it starts at that age. Like you think,
for sure.
And that only like
this kid's kind of a dick.
That reinforces everything. But he was. We have some great baby pics, but I'm sure none of, like, from my mom's perspective, I know it wasn't like on purpose, but it's like that shit just kind of fucking happens. Yeah.
My mom's funny. I have, I guess, 5 siblings total, but it's 3 with my mom and step pop had. I'm the only child of my mom and dad.
Right.
And then my dad has 2.
Oh wow.
In Ohio, which is hilarious. Those 2. They look like brothers of mine. Like we all it's like all big guys.
Your dad's
tall.
nut is strong.
Strong nut.
Yeah.
My
Your mom took on.
I didn't grow up with them, and I don't know them very well.
Right.
You know, I love them as they're my brothers, but like I don't.
What's the age difference?
So it's funny. It's almost the same on both.
Oh wow!
Until the third, my dad's two sons. I'm 11 years and 15 years older.
Oh wow, that's a weird.
And then
gap.
my brother's 11 years younger than me. My one sister's 15, the other one's 19.
Wow,
years younger
Holy
than
fuck!
me. Yeah.
19 is crazy.
Yeah.
19 years. So wait, your parents had. I'm guessing a mistake is they're teenagers or how
they were
young?
19.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a mistake.
Right.
Something tells me my dad was cream pie city, dude. He was all about it.
Yeah, I guess mistake is wrong because we use that for like you don't want a kid, but you do the thing to get a kid. You know what I mean? It's like when you're fucking cream pie, and it's like, what do you think's gonna happen?
I would ask my dad, but he's got so many farcical stories.
Yeah.
I really, when I was young, he was so not around, like my teenage years particularly, that like it took me to being an adult to be like, oh, these stories probably aren't true.
Right.
He would just throw them out there. It's like, you know, I beat Minnesota Fats in pool once. Who's Minnesota Fats? Then you look it up and you're like, no way.
Well, that's awesome, Dad. Just a lie somebody else told him. He's like, this is good. My son hasn't heard this. I'm not in his life.
Oh, what was some?
We don't have any mutual friends.
He got kicked out of the Navy because he got caught smoking weed with David Bowie on a stoop somewhere.
He told you that with a straight face.
Those are such obvious lies now that it makes me the ones that are possible, because he was like in the Navy and maybe he was like at sea, and he said but so even a basic one where he was like, I saw the Pink Floyd do The Wall in Rome at the Coliseum, and I'm like, probably you didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
something that is a possibility.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? That's probably bullshit.
Yeah, you might have actually been in Rome and just decided not to go, but you're like, this will be good to say.
David Bowie just walked by and said, hey, can I hit that?
Hey,
like,
dude.
Did he pop?
Yeah.
Did he know?
You trying to spork up?
But my dad was like, he split when I was like 3.
Okay.
And my stepfather
a classic Philly dirtbag move.
Yeah. He said, I'll be right back, and went to Florida. No, he was him and my mom had a fight.
Okay.
I don't think it was like a punching fight at all.
Sure. Awesome that you have to say that. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember coming downstairs, and he definitely had like hands on the arms.
Yeah.
Like yelling against the wall. But my dad's actually not a very violent guy, so it wasn't like that. It was just whatever you got caught cheating is what it was.
Right.
And it's nice to find out that when you're older too. You're the one who comes over and goes, Donna rules, Mom.
Yeah.
She's like, who? I'm like, Donna, the girl who gave me this awesome ball.
Yeah, the lady who gets me ice cream every Tuesday while her and Dad hang out in the car.
He goes, to get me ice cream? Oh, that was great. When my mom was dating, that was great when guys figured that shit out. He goes,
you see a little fat
bring us to a little McDonald's, dude, and fucking push him right into the room. Hey, now get in your room. I would always be like, I have no TV in my room. And they'd be like, you should get him a TV in his room. If you're going to be 22 and single. If you're going to be a 22-year-old single mom, you better get a fucking TV in his room.
Yeah, dude. Get him something.
But my mom, my step-up came when I was like 10.
Okay.
And that was almost like a shock. I actually went and like pretty quickly after that, like went to my dad. I was like, I'm gonna go live with Dad.
Oh, really?
And my mom,
because you just didn't like having a male authority figure, or what?
It just wasn't my dad. Right. Like he was great. Like it was awesome at the gate because he was an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And then once he had to start being like, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to go there. So I was like, what?
Oh, that's interesting because you don't think about the fact that you're also like, the child gets a honeymoon phase with the guy that his mom is dating.
Of course.
So when
then it's funny, they're still together. Like my step-pop's great.
That's awesome.
I love my step-pop. He's awesome. Again, they were always young. Like my step-pop was 27 when he came around.
Dude, that's so wild to think about that. Like that's been happening to me where I'm like, because my parents, it took them a while to have kids because they, like I said, it was in vitro, and so I'm 34, and I think I'm the age my dad was when they had me, because they tried to have kids when they were in their 20s, but whatever. And I catch myself in the mirror, and I was always like, I don't look like my dad, whatever. But now I'm the age that, like, in my childhood, my dad was. I look in the mirror, I'm like, no, like that's that face. I make that face. You're just like, holy fuck.
Oh, I have a lot of my dad's like mannerisms, face.
Yeah, and when you think about that, where you're like, this is the age they were. I'm like I'm podcasting. He's like, beating off in a cup, praying the eggs take this time so he can finally be a father. He's been trying for years.
We're also in this world, though, it just is a change of a thing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
My dad isn't like a go to the office, like uptight, like guy like that. He's been a pothead.
Yeah. He
not
seems,
anymore, but like
if I had to guess, pretty laid back.
Yeah.
if his lifestyle is anything like his parenting style, he's pretty laissez-faire. Yeah.
Well, he left my mom, or they broke up. He went to Florida for a little bit and then moved back to like South Jersey or Delaware or something. He moved around a bit with her. Yeah. But my stepmother, who was significantly older than him.
Oh, wow.
That didn't really dawn on me at the time.
Right, of course.
And she had kids.
Everyone's an adult in your head.
She had kids who I remember he would discipline, and it would be very weird. He'd be like, get the spoon. And they go upstairs, and I'm like, I hear him zipping him in the ass with a spoon. I'm like, you're not their dad, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, you empathize with them because you're from a broken home, too.
Never put his hands on me once. I wasn't around enough.
Maybe it was good. Yeah, that's true. A lot of times the guys who abandon their families, it's like, you don't want that guy as your dad. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't have been that awesome having around probably at those times anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought it was funny. My dad was he really would give that speech of like, weeds from the earth. So
right.
But I don't know if it's good or bad because it might have been fun to smoke pot in high school.
Yeah.
But I think just because I equated that with just like, ugh.
Right.
That I never smoked pot until I was in my 20s.
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. He was right.
Yeah.
It's just from the earth. Like what? It's just from the earth.
Yeah.
But you say that thing earlier about like your mom's favorite, like those years between my step-pop and mom, my grandfather passed away also. He was like, he took over a lot of the dad stuff, throw me to throw a ball and came to my baseball games and everything. But in my downtime was a lot of times was my grandmother and my mom.
Right.
And we're both great.
Right.
But you don't realize when you're getting like womaned up when you're younger.
Yes, of course.
And it's just so funny the things that I know versus don't. Like I have such limited man skills. You know what I mean? If they were like, well, I mean, I remember the limited times I'd be with my dad. He's like, I got to run by Auto Zone or whatever. And
yeah.
He goes, I'm going to get these new spark plugs put in the car.
Right,
and you're like,
right.
And then you have to take it somewhere. And he's like, no, I'm just going to change the spark plugs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Which played out funny later. I remember it was Dave Smith was with me. He came to see me perform opening for a Tell in Pittsburgh years ago. And he goes, you want to come see the new car? And I'm like, sure. And we went down. He's like, oh, it's like twin cam shaft, super blah, 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 Hemi. But I'm like, I go, you left, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you want to talk about Dave's Days of Our Lives
but
in
that's 1997. What I was going to say was absolutely funny when I saw my mom's soap operas with her.
Dude, me too.
So much so that I always still think of Kelly Ripa as Haley from with the crimped hair from the thing. Falcon Crest. Dallas.
Yeah.
I knew all the heartthrobs were on those shows.
Of course.
And it was just, but that was like TV. We only had 6 channels too. So I just lay on my belly on the floor. My mom would be on the couch. I think my mom was like a size 1. She still wore like 0 jeans, so she had her pants unbuttoned. Phone cord strung across the whole room to her phone so she could be next to her on the thing. It's just ripping menthols. and talking on the phone to friends like a child would.
Well, you were basically in a sorority house, because it's like she's 20 or 21 or whatever.
That's a funny thing to watch too. Was her? She also went back to college when she was like 27.
Oh, hilarious!
So then she started having, and she always worked in retail.
Yeah,
and she'd be like the manager of like a retail place. But her friends were all like super hot. Like to me, when I was a little kid, like just smoking hot, beautiful young girls, and they were.
Yeah.
And now what's funny now is like, that's the thing about Facebook.
Yeah.
Like someone's like,
look them up.
oh my, not even there, they'll hit you up. It goes, your mom told me you were going to be, I want to come see a show. And you're like, hello. And you look on the thing and it's like, I had to have my boob removed from cancer. I'm thrice divorced.
Yeah. No, but in your head, she's this perfect angel.
They were. They were so hot.
Oh, how much beating off you must have done to your mom's like friends who also worked the Sears register. It's off the charts.
No, my mom was also brilliant. When she saw that it was going to be a husky child, she became the manager of Casual Mail, which became
Casual Mail XL. Wow.
It was casual. Well, it was called Casual Mail Big and Tall, and then it became DXL.
DXL. Wow, dude.
But she worked there so
that's incredible. Positioned herself for her family. Got there. Exactly. Was in the right industry. She's like, I see exactly how many dino nuggets this fucking guy takes down every week. Absolutely. We got to get to the DXL. Oh.
It is funny. That's the thing. You think like fat equates like wealth.
Right.
Like you'd believe that's the case, but it's not. It's just because we had spaghetti and butter and Parmesan cheese 4 nights a week when I was home. And then also my dad left, so when I'd be with the grandparents.
Oh, yeah. Grandparents love to spoil.
Guess Dad's not coming to pick me up this weekend again. Can I have an entire small pizza myself? I'm like, of course you can.
Of course you can, little Jason. That's so fucking funny.
Absolutely. You can have that. And then my dad would try to crash course it when I'd see him. He'd be back and goes, you don't tell you had a box or not box, maybe like fight or something. I'm like, no, but I've been in like plenty. I go, but no one's done. I remember taking me out back and like putting the hands up and then just drilling me hard in the chest. And then I just got emotional and it's like, you left me with mom.
Yeah.
Like, are you just hitting me?
That's awesome. The idea that he would try and get like 3 years of fatherhood in 2 weeks. It's like, all right, we're boxing. I'm showing you how to wash your penis. We're doing the birds and the bees.
But me and Dan would always talk about this too. The poor single moms, dude, because those guys crash course it in like a weekend or you stay there for like, a couple weeks in the summer or something.
Yeah.
You would crash course and you come home and it's like, this guy got me Nintendo.
Right.
Maybe all things just kind of like shut you up and
of course.
So you don't really interfere with his life.
He's trying to put his thumbs in your mother's ass, and he was like, "All right, Double Dragon probably buys me anal if I can get him Double Dragon and fucking Mario 2."
Dad always does the he always came through like the big with the big hits, and then you're like, Dad rules. And then she was like, when I was like, well, I'm gonna move with him. She was like, yeah, go ahead. And then I went there and I'm like, Dad doesn't rule at all.
Sucks.
Dad doesn't know me that well.
That's so awesome to be like, the vibes with my father aren't that good. We don't really.
I was also a hyper scared kid, and he wasn't prepared for that. Like those things would blow his mind.
Really?
Everything from like the dark.
Right. You had a lot of phobias as a little kid.
And just like noises. It's so funny the things now upon explanation. Even back then, you're like, how did I still get so upset? Like,
right.
Our toilet for whatever reason, like shared a wall with my bedroom, and so you'd hear like it just ran sometimes in the middle of the night. Just that's the tank lowering and then filling back up.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Rather than explain to me that's what that was, they would be like, it's just the toilet doing a thing. And I'm like, it only seems to happen when everyone else is asleep and I'm awake. Like it's coming for me.
Wow, that's interesting. So
you were like, my dad was very just like, what? Because I would loved horror movies. And then it was like,
oh, you did?
I'm sneaking in my mom's room that night though. I loved watching them. Wow. And then they would affect the shit out of me.
That's hilarious because I was probably a little scared as a kid, but I wouldn't. Because of that, I stayed away from anything scary. I did not. I wanted nothing to do with horror movies.
My daughter. So it was funny watching my daughter grow up. Not afraid of the dark at all. I mean, she sticks with TV on like me, but like it's not because of her fear of the dark. Like she just doesn't care. She'll watch horror movies, Home Alone by herself. Wow. Like, she doesn't give a shit. And I'm like, I don't even do that in hotel rooms at night.
As a fucking grown
I watch
man.
a lot of horror on the road. Because like my chick doesn't want to watch that shit half the time. So I watch all these shitty horrors on the road, and like, but always in the afternoon. I get home at night, it's like cartoons or something funny. Or
dude, Guys Grocery Games. I'm a Food Network. I'm Food Network when you come back to the hotel.
I'm a Man v Food guy.
Yeah. Oh,
I like slowly through seasons watching a man kill himself.
Yeah. Well, Eldis had a little run-in with the original Man v Food. Eldis was a fucking Adam. Eldis was a fucking troll. It's so funny because now, as people who like we make our living on the internet, you're like, man, these fucking pieces of shit troll you. Who are they? And then it's like I remember. And then you flash back to Eldis getting blocked by Adam Richman on Twitter because he kept asking him what his shits looked like.
It's a great question.
I was like, pretty much just harassing him, but it's like he's a celebrity. Like you're like he's not even gonna ever see this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how's your shits? Like, show us a video of your shit. Post a video.
over and over again.
This is like in college, by the way. I wasn't even a kid.
Yeah.
And then he like.
You're what, 20?
Yeah, something like that. Then
and you're adding him and you're DMing him, right?
I don't know if I added him, but
you were just DMing him.
Yeah, just for not DMing, just like on his wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, adding. And he DM'd me. And like I think my
your screen name was
it was like really dumb idiot or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Your screen name is perfect for you." And then he like blocked me right after that. And I like felt bad. I was like, "Damn, trolling is kind of mean."
Yeah.
You checked out of the trolling game. Yeah, it's such a hard thing to find out that half of them like
everyone wants to be like.
I stopped responding to it because. I'd say
you have to.
But it's also that's 8 out of 10 times they go, dude, I was, or even they give you like a sadder story, like, dude, I just had a bunch of shit going on.
Yeah, I was
molested.
I'm
just being a cunt.
Yeah,
sorry, man.
Yeah. It's never good.
Or they're like, no, dude, I'm actually a big fan, but it's still my critique. And you're like, what's the point of having any of this?
Absolutely.
Put it out there, let them write what they want to write.
No, but the sad one is always the worst one. It's like, I have cancer now, and this is the only way that makes me feel good. And then they ask you for money after. You're just like, all right. I have just gotten to the point where I just don't. And honestly, like, I mean, this must be the same way with skanks, where it's like, off Cumtown, I was like, all right, I just have to have a blanket. I'm never responding to anything because some of these people are psychopaths. So it's like it was actually kind of freeing because once you do that, you're like, oh, who gives a fuck?
It is. Once you don't, that's why I said it. But the internet, that stuff. If you don't look at it, it's not there.
Exactly.
It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Also, but Adam Richman, it doesn't mean anything much in the positive. I mean, since like that famous Dane Cook turned on his MySpace and it like crashed a computer in some office of somebody.
Oh, really?
That was like, it was like, it was like, why should we give you something?
Oh,
just basically like that.
Yeah.
And they did it like until that, like the engagement doesn't really do. You know what I mean? It's like, but they also feel they know you. They, we broadcast.
It's weird because we talk so much. Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I do see getting. So if somebody's like, and most of them aren't, but if someone's got like mental issues,
right?
Like not only think they know you, a part of them thinks you're talking to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They're like, I get it. I get what you were saying to me. It's like, no, we've never met.
We don't know each other. But
he's like, got it.
Yeah.
I'll kill your girlfriend for you.
So we can be together. Yeah, but that's the best part because it's like that's why I love touring. So I mean. I got into stand-up, not the fucking I got into comedy, not the podcast, even though, like, we found a nice little niche that's fun. But
it also is, like,
when you go...
I do correlate to stand-up, though. It's the same thing. It's like a lot of, like, instant reaction, being funny on the fly. It's not a prepared thing, which is great.
I think the skill set is obviously lends itself because some of the best... For certain people, and I think it's helped me talking for so long, just helps you just, like, not get nervous when you're on stage. Like, the idea that I get nervous on stage is so beyond... I can fill time. Like if there's one,
ask that, they go, you still get nervous. I'm like, I mean, no one's probably gonna come up and try to hit me again.
Yeah, that is true.
Or this show, especially because now you do generally shows that are like good shows.
Yeah, exactly.
There's people that you don't have to do so much like shitty stuff anymore.
But I mean,
so it's like the idea of that. You're like, I mean, they're probably not gonna throw a thing at me. That's not gonna happen 3 times in my career, is it?
Right. Especially when you start at the absolute dog shit bottom, where you're like, shit's only getting like the more success we get, the more it's almost like the shows I would do them for free. Where it's you go to a theater and there's like 1,000 people and they cheer your name. I'm like, this is where I make the most money. Not when I was fighting 8 Ravens Sunday night football games in a bar where I was making $40 to do 45 minutes. I was getting paid less than $1 a minute to do fucking stand up. But now at these theaters, I make thousands of dollars.
It's crazy too because that's so why you need, and you find out, especially for you, we're kind of like popped, like when something like that kind of like a thing like does it, and you see that mobile thing happen. You need like a team so much because,
oh my god,
that question I used to always answer it the same way. They'd be like, how much to have you come down and do like an hour at the thing? And I go, I've been paid 0 for that. And I think, if you do a special or something, $100 and some thousand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I go,
somewhere between those.
I don't know. Who's it for?
Yeah. How much do you got?
And they're like, well, it's kind of a VFW hall. I goes, all right, so it's probably not going to be the $102,000.
Yeah.
I'd like it not to be 0.
Exactly, dude.
Can we find them? So I'd undersell myself so much because you're you've done it. You're like, I don't know. It's like, it's amazing the same job.
No, you see a check and you're like, what?
This is the only job where it's like the job's different. It's just the people paying attention are more. That's all it is.
No,
I always thought that was the weirdest thing, to the change of like guarantee on the road. Because when I just look at that number, I'd be like, well, that's what I'm getting. You see all that versus door. And it is so funny.
Oh, the first time you get a door deal, you're like, huh?
Well, you also realize how much you've been fucked. And it's just because you go, and the only difference, because a door deal, if you don't sell them all out, is still wildly larger than like what a guarantee. And you go, oh, the only difference is they are assuming these people are coming for me, versus like, it's a good weekend.
But the business would make, but the business was making that kind of, and they make so much money on fucking drinks and chicken tenders. Don't even get me started on the business end of comedy. But just the like feeling though is like, that's what I was saying earlier was like, I like going live because it's like when you're like an insecure little ass kid, like the reason you get into stand up is because you get that instant. So it's like, it's so funny that the internet, it takes it all away. You don't get any of the instant shit. And what you really get that stands out is some idiot being like, let me see your shits. Adam Richman. You know what I mean? Like, we get the equivalent of let me see your shits. And it's like, that's why I just love performing. That's why at the end of the day, I will still always just love, you actually meet the people, and no one's going to be a dick to you in person for the most part, you know? And if they are, it's awesome because then you get to be like, no, I'm so much quicker than you. Like, this is great. Like, we can do, you know what I mean? But
that's why I say when people yell out, especially in audience and stuff like that, even way in the back, I'm like, what?
Oh, and if you ask them to say it twice,
they're like, oh shit. It's almost like it's like I feel like I can handle it for sure, but like there's also like the bluff level to it.
Of course.
Before you do it, it's like, what? But like eventually you do realize, you go, he's probably not. Gonna be much better. That'll be the one day. Isn't that I don't think it's true.
The apocryphal Patrice O'Neal story where he was heckling and someone was like, well, why don't you come up here? And he crushed immediately.
There's just no way.
There's no chance that happened.
There's no way that ever happened. I heard he was a door guy at the club. And then eventually he tried doing comedy. It's probably the real thing.
Probably what happened. And maybe one time he went from the door to stage. And then it becomes like he's wearing the same uniform.
Well, I like when someone gets to tell their own story. The Wendy Williams, she like the radio and the talk show. Awesome. She
with those humongous fake tits.
Oh yeah,
on her old body, they look so awesome.
It's crazy looking. I was so intrigued by her and her whole thing.
No, her show's incredible.
Oh, what she's done now, she's all like drugged out.
She had like 4 strokes on air.
On air.
That's one of the wildest videos where you just. Her falling her eyes go like this.
So she's dressed like the Statue of Liberty. It's also like the worst day. Halloween.
Horrible, dude. Halloween is not the day.
She's like, welcome back. We got a celebrity chef. And then she just went down. But I love it. I'm intrigued by her ego, her personality, her whole thing. Her whole thing is so great, in like a bad way and a great way. Like it's both. And so she. And one night, it was the show? What's the channel for the ladies?
Bravo?
Lifetime. It was Lifetime. It was Lifetime. And one night, it was a Wendy Williams thing. It was going to be the movie, an actual movie of her life.
Oh, wow.
And then a documentary where she is clearly whacked out and in those like compression boots because she has like a crazy like leg problem. And she's just in there crying about her divorce and telling the story.
I gotta check that out.
It's great. But the movie of her life, it's just Corey Feldman's the person we always go at on Bonfires for years, and similar kind of thing. Like not realizing like people really relate more to like your failures and your awkwardness and your losses. When you hype up everything. And the Corey Feldman best example was in his movie. The 2 Coreys they made. The rape of 2 Coreys. No, A Tale of 2 Coreys. I think the rape of 2 Coreys is the documentary. A Tale of 2 Coreys is the thing. And in like the first couple scenes, he's in high school and he booked the Lost Boys. Which even in LA high schools, you're the shit now when you walk into school.
Of course.
They goes like, "What's up, vampire boy?" And they're fucking with him, and then he goes into the bathroom by himself, whatever, and then they come in the bathroom behind him.
Wow.
And apparently me and Soder know his like thing so well because he was living with Vecchione at the time, and Vecchione and Christine, my girlfriend, both said that we both paused it right there, and we're like, he's not losing this fight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's going to, like, kick 3 asses. He might. But he's definitely... And it was... They grabbed him, punched him in the gut. He kicked one in the nuts, hit the other one with the top of the toilet lid. And the third guy just hauled ass out.
That's
He's like,
awesome.
I don't want none of that.
None of that Feldman. That raw power of 14-year-old Feldman.
Wendy Williams, in her thing, she was like, and I knew what I wanted. So I would go sit in the lobby every day of Kiss 105 or whatever it was. Yeah. And I would just listen in the lobby to the host, who's like a legend. I forget who she was, but it was like a legendary that she loved and looked up to, and she couldn't wait. You know, she wants to get a job there so bad. And then one day, this is her story. One day, that lady just didn't show up for some reason. Didn't no call, no nothing. They just don't know where she's at. Where is she?
Right.
We need somebody to go on air. Oh, that lady who keeps sitting in the lobby.
Right. So it's not the producer, not anybody on the afternoons, not anybody who works there.
Who did the shift before? He goes, can you cover another hour? Like, we'll pay you double and whatever. You know, hey, before you leave. And we noticed that our other person's not here yet. Like, can you do another, like, just roll and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Program music straight through or whatever?
No.
No,
not reruns, not
lady.
nothing.
Yeah,
just some
reruns
bitch that sits in the lobby that we haven't told her to leave for some reason.
Yeah,
she's here every day.
No one's bothered by it.
She hasn't asked about anything.
She goes on the air, and right away, you know, it's something like, Method Man's gay, and so and so's got married, but that's a beard because he's gay.
Yeah.
And then
accusing these people of homosexuality.
The production manager comes in, and he's like. And she goes, all right, we'll be right back, and I'll tell you what I think about who else is gay and whatever. And he goes to commercial, and she goes, what's up? He goes, you can't just say things like that on the radio. And she was like, why not? And he goes, it's revolutionary.
Outing people or accusing them of homosexuality, or either libel or slander on the radio. We've never thought of that.
We're going to be jammed up the ass with lawyers.
Yeah.
But just the way revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
It's not, though.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Howard Stern already
to
existed.
Accuse John Leguizamo of sucking dick, it doesn't make you fucking George Washington.
It's like, somebody finally willing to do it.
I fucking love that shit, dude. I love
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the girl playing her in the Lifetime biopic on the very left.
That's
the girl
hilarious.
Redoing the scene.
Oh, they went all the way up to then?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Damn, we gotta watch this, Eldis. We gotta watch this. Yeah.
And it's just her husband would always just be there next to her, like, yeah, no, baby, I got you. He's like her manager, and he's like another guy. It's like, and no one liked him. He was like a pain in the ass, like a big Suge Knight kind of guy.
Of course.
And then she'd just be home, and he'd be like out with every other tiny black woman who didn't look like a fucking oak tree with hair. And he'd be out there just fucking them on the thing. And he'd come home, and they just found pictures of you again on a beach with another girl, and he's like, business, baby.
Come on. Yeah, that was my favorite. One of my favorite moments when Carmelo Anthony had that weird time period where he was like retired. Well, he wasn't retired. No team would pick him up. And he was trying to make it work with Lala. They were separated. And on her birthday, there were pictures of him on a yacht with some girl with huge tits on her like literal birthday. And so like, and then he goes, it was a business trip. I was talking to her husband who was below deck. That was his explanation to the media, was there was a guy never pictured who was that he was talking business with, but the huge titted woman that he was sunbathing with was his business partner's, a prospective business partner's wife.
Do you remember the one of the Tristan Thompson ones?
Oh, the hookah one with the two girls in the hookah bar?
Getting in the limo?
I don't remember that one.
So, it's not the hookah bar. Okay. It might be after that, but I think it was the second one.
Yeah,
the hookah bar where they were all over him.
Yes.
This was an outside thing, and it's the best. I love watching any kind of like cop shows or something, or whatever they show, where they show you someone. One of my favorite things, someone sneaking around.
Yes.
When they're completely being filmed.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's the funniest thing. They're just like they're doing all this stuff. They're on full display all the time. And that was the best. Tristan Thompson's thing was he was outside of like a a bar and these two girls, I mean, wearing like nothing basically, come out and like he just got, you see him like say something to him without kind of looking at him, which is essentially getting the limo,
doing this,
and he's just like standing 5 feet from the limo, and they get in the limo, and then he just sits there like, oh, my limo's here, and then he just gets in the limo, but he's just being watched the entire time.
That's fucking awesome.
Nothing makes me happier than that when someone just, because they think they're pulling it off.
Yeah.
Dude, I am a cat
awesome.
burglar.
He's the man. He's the man too. Just he got caught again on when she was giving birth. Picture like the day she was giving birth, he was found with like just some.
They have no humiliation. She has no humiliation ever. She just like.
Yeah, that's got to be part.
You either have to understand, like, you're going to be with a guy who's a basketball person who's going to fuck on the road.
Yeah.
And beg him to use condoms.
Right.
Or, I mean, for the love of God, go find yourself a Jewish accountant or something.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it make sense.
I think, well, first of all, Khloe, imagine how scrambled her brain must be. Because she seems like, I haven't seen a lot of the Kardashian stuff, but she, in the beginning, seemed like the most well-adjusted, normal one. And obviously she had, who knows, the like self-esteem issues of being the ugly one. I mean, she wasn't ugly, but for a regular person, I grew up around some Khloe Kardashian looking type ladies in Baltimore, and I'm sure there were plenty in Philly, and they were probably in our neighborhoods 6.5.
Sure.
Like I know before the plastic surgery, but like imagine
she got all carved up and then
fixed. Like you get so famous, your sisters are like the hottest. Are trying to attain this impossible standard of beauty. So you're still...
And the other ones that are hitting that standard are only your half-sisters anyway.
Right. And even your full sisters, it's like everyone's like, she fucked you're half OJ's daughter, you're half some big... There is like some security guard that she looks hilariously a lot like. There is
really? That they had?
Yeah.
So
the
great.
same way there's like, Prince Harry. There's some like redheaded like fucking horse... Trainer. That him and Diana were really good friends. Like there's that shit. But imagine, and then it's like, just imagine trying to keep up with your sisters. Then Lamar Odom fucking almost dies in a crack house, in a whorehouse on crack. Like, who was like, I don't know if they had kids, but
remember
they were
first
married.
They blamed that for? First of all, that shook me to the core.
Yeah.
before all the widely available podcast sponsored dick pills came out, and then when Lamar Odom's first thing he said when he wasn't admitting that he did a bunch of drugs, he was like, "Yeah, it was those gas station dick pills." I'm like, hey,
whoa!
Those take shots at Samurai 5000 or False Rhinos.
Yeah, you leave Stree Overlord out of this
now with no headaches.
Fuck. Were you a big gas station dick pill guy in your youth?
No, not even in my youth.
Oh, okay.
It was like
right before. We actually bleep that out. No free lunch.
No free lunch.
Okay.
That's why I said dick pills.
Smart. Bleep that out, Eldis. I was saying on the DeStefano episode that because the podcast is pretty. It's like there's like 4 or 5 months, so we're starting to get ads soon. But I'm gonna do like an unveiling. When like a college basketball prospect picks his school and he has like three hats in front of him, I'm gonna have 3 different dick pill companies, and I'm gonna be like, I'm the number one dick pill free agent on the market for sure. There's no more avid user of the product.
Pitch me why?
Yeah.
Is it gonna change my tongue colors?
Yeah.
Does this one have headaches?
But yeah, that must. I think. One time
when I was like, "Oh my god, am I gonna die from these things?"
Yeah.
Like, no.
So you got it right before it was widely available. You just had to make do with whatever's at the gas station.
You know what happened? It was the most bizarre thing. As like especially because like my girlfriend's like into chicks.
Yeah.
And not to have a humble brag, but
sure, please.
With her, we were able to get like a quality of girl that I wouldn't have tried myself for.
Of course.
And it was working.
Yeah.
And then I found myself getting nervous in those situations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You bring back a monster, I don't need anything. I'm like, I know this dance.
I get that though.
You know what I mean? Like I know. So I start being. I'm like, they're already gonna be like,
wow.
As I peel off layers, they're gonna be like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Then I can't come with a softie on top of it. So it was like, I don't think I had any medical issue. I think it was just like a thing. Like,
too hot. You didn't believe in your dick. Didn't believe in itself.
So yeah, that's when I was taking those.
That's
I go right over around the corner
dude.
and be like, let's try
That's
let's try a rhino.
Jay, that's fucking fascinating, dude. That's like some kind of, that's a diagnosis of something. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, if I'm playing in my own league, I'm fine. But you fucking put me in the big league. Like if I have to guard LeBron, I'm scared. Or like if LeBron's my teammate, I'm gonna miss more shots. You're not even against them. It's the same team.
No, it is the same thing. I've always said that I think the skill level in NBA, especially the stars, or well-knowns even, we'll say, is very equal across the board.
Right,
a lot of it comes.
It's a mental issue.
And I would say, I used to use the example because Iguodala at one point was the star on the Sixers.
Right.
Iverson left and everything kind of left. He was like the guy.
He was drafted by the Sixers. He was an all-star there. Yeah, everything.
And he would, like, he could hit some threes, but he could shoot a little bit. And he was good defensively. But what he did was, whenever he would get angry and wanted to do it 6 plays in a row, he'd come down and dunk on 5 guys at the same time. He could jump out of the building. And then, but the reason when he has that ability, when he gets like in his zone and just goes for it, why he can do that, the difference between him and Kobe Bryant, I always say, is that Kobe Bryant knows he's Kobe Bryant, and Andre Iguodala knows he's Kobe Bryant. He knows he's not Kobe Bryant. In his mind, he's like, I'm not that guy. I don't know if it's much. When you watch those documentaries and those people, you see all of their failures too. I don't remember that Kobe Bryant came in and actually whiffed them like in the playoffs. Like I forgot about that when they showed the thing. I was like, oh yeah, he came in and took shots he shouldn't have taken and cost them playoffs.
Kobe has a worse clutch shooting percentage than LeBron, but no one would ever think that. The narrative is that Kobe was Mr. Clutch. He just took the shots.
That's
Like
he was willing to take them.
And don't get me wrong, he obviously had some incredible moments, but
of course,
but on aggregate, not that clutch. But it feels that way
But if you went to an empty gym and watched either one of them just like do what they can do and things like shoot 3-pointers and stuff, I think Andre Iguodala hits as many as Kobe. I think there's skill levels on the
for the moment,
in the game, it's like this guy's like, I want to do it. I want to do it, and other people don't want to do it.
Right. Yeah, I see that. Too much pressure when you're fucking a 10 with your girlfriend.
And I'm saying when a girl comes in, she's like, fuck, I'm like,
because you're also embarrassing her at that point.
If
you don't dick her down, she's like, come on.
Dude, Soda would love that so much because the awkwardness of it. I go, one thing I have not mastered in any way is, not that these things happen all the time, but like I haven't mastered cool in that scenario. So the girl's always got to start, and then I don't know what to do. Right. So I've done everything from like, the best example is went and filled ice trays. Just busy work. I'm just doing busy work. Yeah. And then when it gets to a bed, is the best part is like, you hope they start kissing, and then I do the Burt Reynolds next to them. You just lay like this, and you go, let me know whenever.
Tag me in.
There's no way to.
You're waiting to be tagged.
Yeah, in my mind, I'd like to take off his shirt and have abs, maybe some rosary coming down. Maybe a rib tattoo,
of course.
And then I could be right in that moment. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get down on my tank top, and she's gonna be like, yikes.
See, that's the thing. Once I'm in that,
because do you have belly button sweat? It was
No, it's I feel once I just feel like I've hit such a lottery that I'm not even thinking about, because I've been lucky enough to have a couple. Now, most of them are bad. Famously, on my special, I talk about a horrific threesome that happened to me, and for the most part, they are bad. But
those are the fun stories. I've never told a story of a successfaded, wonderful.
No, you can't.
Threesome
no one wants to hear
or something.
That.
Yeah, no, just like the girl came over. We had a girl come over one time and get like cross-faded, I guess. She was already drinking. She was fine. And then she goes, I was like smoking weed. And she goes, I'll smoke some weed. And then she just smoked weed and stared at us and didn't respond. Then we sat on a chair. Her eyes eventually closed. And we just slept on the couch, like staring at her in that chair all night. And then we fell asleep, woke up to a note.
Just fucking putting your finger under her nose, making sure she's breathing still. You guys are going down. You're like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Oakerson and his partner are sex trafficking. Have a dead Ukrainian girl on their couch.
Wake her up. Wake her up.
To the note, what'd the note say? Just...
sorry.
Bad.
Got cross-faded.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's want to try again tonight.
You're living the dream, though, dude.
Well, it's funny, though. Let's try again tonight. And we were both like, sure.
Yeah.
We'll try it again tonight. And She met up with us out.
These Rhino XLs are doing a number on my blood pressure, but I'll do it one more night. Yeah.
I mean, I have no headache.
My eyeballs are about to pop out of my head.
Yeah, he goes, I think I'm going to pass out when I come. My blood pressure's bottoming out.
Yeah.
But she came back that night, and then we started like fucking around, and she got on top of me, and I've never had this before ever. The second she got on top of me, she goes, oh, you gonna come? You gonna come? And I was like,
immediately?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
She goes, and then she kept saying it. I was like, yeah. I'm like, what's? And she goes, oh, that's my thing. I like to see if I can make guys come like in under 2 minutes. And I was why?
Yeah.
And then she goes, oh, it's just like, a thing like this. So then like,
a mark of pride.
Everyone kind of stopped doing everything, and I was sitting there with a boner and a condom.
Sure.
And I'm sitting there, and we started talking. Everyone started talking about like this thing, and it's like, oh yeah, but don't you want to like come? And then she starts talking about how like, oh, I don't even equate sex with coming, which is a very girl thing that I've heard before. I don't really. It's like I come on my own, but like I just want to. I think it's hot to do this.
Stockholm syndrome.
And as she's talking, I'm just looking at my wiener, just like it's doing the bounce down though, where it's like,
yes, of course.
And I remember just sitting there, and I go, if my wiener hits my leg, I'm going outside to smoke a cigarette. Yeah. And it was just like that, whatever she says went boop, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go smoke a butt and come back. And then I think she like left shortly after, and it was like, it was 2 nights wasted on that.
That's
situation.
wild. You gonna come immediately? That is fucking.
She was a cute girl, very cool. There's nothing even fuck her personality. I almost felt bad. I'm like, damn, what a thing. She's like, goes, I'll go be a hole real quick for you too. Don't say it like that.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That doesn't sound so bad to me.
He goes, just let me know before I crack this capsule of Boss Rhino.
Dude, what I was doing before I never truly got into I don't want to steal gas station dick pill valor here. I never really got into them. I think I took one once, and I don't think it even worked for me. But what I did do was right before like the male companies started coming around, there you could buy research drugs. You could buy like research chemicals, and one of them was like the active ingredient in Cialis, and it would come in like a little pipette, little droppers, but there was no like dosage information. There was nothing. So I had like this pure liquid Cialis, and I was like in a newish relationship, and we had like, this is my type of being gay, is like the way you are with like hot women, and like your dick won't get hard. Like if I actually like a woman, the first couple times we hook up, I'm nervous because like most of the girls I fuck, I don't, they're cool. I like them.
But you're not looking, it's gonna be a long term.
Exactly. So it's like I get so nervous that like I give them a real subpar dicking, but then once we get to know each other, my dick gets hard, no chemicals, right? Like my dick gets hard through love, better, right? And then
blood and emotions.
So this is early, and I'm like, I blew it the first time we hooked up, right? Blew it so hard that like later she would tell me, this is how cool of a person she was. She thought my dick was hard and that I had a micro penis. and she still came back. So what a girl, right? Like what a gal. She thought my dick was like fully hard like this. She thought like my fucking soft ass, fat ass dick. And so I get this, but there's no dosage information. And I'm just like, I suck it out of the pipette, dude. I'm just taking so much of it. Literally, like an insane amount. Like you could have taken a little shot glass of it, right?
You're supposed to just do a drop.
You're supposed to take one droplet. And like some guy DM'd me afterwards. Like the guy who put me onto it was like just some random guy. And I was like, dude, this shit was fun. I DM'd him back, or maybe it was like an acquaintance from Baltimore. And I was like, dude, what? Anyway. And he was like, dude, yeah, you were supposed to take like one, tops 3 drops. But I'm like, you know what I mean? Like
all of your body's blood goes to your dick.
So yeah.
Your ears are white.
My eyes don't even work anymore. I can't see shit. So I take it and we hook up, and dude, truly, my dick was like so insanely hard, and I fucked the shit out of this girl, and it was like, and we really, we liked each other, but I fucked the hell out of her. I felt so awesome. And we're laying down on the bed, and I'm like, dude, I'm the fucking man. I fucking rule. And then I get up, and like my head goes like, whoa, and I have the most intense pain that I like stagger. I'm like, and I have to like lay down in a cold. She gets a cold rag and puts it over my head. I needed like 20 minutes of just being like, with still my dick is hard, by the way. Like I just have like such a hard penis. I'm like, yeah, I get migraines sometimes. I just like made up an ailment. I was like, yeah, I get migraines.
He goes, no, I think I'm dying.
Yeah,
I think I have brain
and this
cancer.
is like I was young. I was like I didn't need dick pills to this extent. I was much less fat than this,
and also that much of it,
and certainly not that much of it. I could have taken like one. And dude, it was hysterical.
A blood pressure spike?
I don't know.
It's probably what it was. I went to when I was like 18 or something. I tried taking steroids once, like for weightlifting.
Dude. Hell yeah!
And took them for like a month or two. And when I would fuck my girlfriend, when I would come, I would get this crazy, splitting pain in the back of my head. I almost couldn't see.
Oh my god!
I'd have to like lay down like that for a little bit. And as young, and she's young, so imagine her going like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And then this is such a South Jersey trash story. Her mother, who was in her own right, I loved her because I just got her. She was just a mess of a lady. She lived with my girlfriend's stepfather, and now his kids, who she didn't like.
Hell yeah.
She didn't like the kids, but. Whatever, they were teenagers, so I guess maybe they had like shitty person. They seemed all right to me. They seemed nice enough. But the kids were living with them only because their mother died like suddenly in like a car accident.
Oh my god!
And she was still
being
shitty
the evil.
to them.
She was like They were like Cinderella. She's the evil stepmother.
Absolutely. She was a fun time. You know what I mean? But like a mom, but like it was so fun. And she would, and when you're on the one side of it, it's funny. Like you have to just kind of nod as it's like. These fucking kids. And now we
technically you're her ally.
Yeah. Their mom's a drunk and gets in a car accident and dies, and now I got to deal with these problems. And you're like, that sucks. But you're almost like, lady.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're the victim here.
Yeah, but
not
like,
these fucking kids.
Stop saying this out loud. No one's gonna agree with you. Her daughter's birthday. I don't know what her daughter told her. I mean, she was like, I was 19. She was probably 17.
Yeah.
Like that. And her mom goes, she wanted me to get you a room at one of those, like, it was like Feather Nest Inn or one of those places where it's like there's a hot tub in the room and but it's gross.
Of course, it's disgusting.
It's a fuck motel, but it's got like porn on the TV or whatever.
Of course.
And she got us this room, which I thought was an odd thing already. Also, I'm nervous because I'm like, I don't want to waste this money, but I want to talk to her mom about like when I come, I see you pass out. And she got us the room. We fucked that night. Came, almost passed out.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital the next day. It was so funny. And
straight from the like love motel.
And I had to tell him, I'm like, whenever I come.
Yeah. You didn't use ejaculate? You didn't know it? So. Philly public schools back then weren't teaching ejaculate. Yeah, so when you come, it's gonna...
when you're jerking, eventually some cum's going to come out. And I'll tell you what, even if you just wipe it off, you think it's gone, but it's going to dry up and be crusty after.
The health teacher. That's incredible.
Fuck, not to jump off track. But
no, please.
How little I know. My step-pop is one of the smartest people I know.
Yeah.
He went back to he was just like an underachiever his whole life, sort of. And like what's funny was when he's so smart. When he met my mom, he's worked at a GNC. He's like a weightlifter guy.
Yeah, dude.
But he's so smart. He goes, "What she got pregnant." He's like, "Well, I got to get something going." And he's basically, "What do you do again?" My mom's like, "Respiratory therapy." He's like, "I'll just go do that." And then he just like bangs out.
Really?
Fucking like college, aces college, and just gets a job right away. Yeah.
Damn, what a man.
It's pretty. Fuck. Yeah. What was I was going to say? What are we talking about that I'm getting back off track?
You busting in the motel. You're in the hospital. Yeah, you say you come to the doctor.
Yeah, but I said to the doctor that I come. He goes, "Are you doing any drugs at all?" And I was like, "No, I really didn't take drugs." In my mind, I'm like,
yeah. Just steroids.
No drugs at all. And he goes, "Nothing. You're not putting anything foreign in your body at all." I go, I just started a small cycle of anabolic steroids. He goes, stop that. And never had a problem again. I stopped it, and it was never. It's my blood pressure. That's why I asked about your blood pressure. My blood pressure was just fucking spiking.
No, I 100%. Dude, you got to come back. There's so much I want to, yeah.
Oh, I know the thing.
I want
I was going to say about my step-pop in school. So I thought he was the smartest part. People would come over. He would tutor them when he was in college and stuff. And he was just like, he's just a naturally odd. Very, very smart guy. But he also is a dude.
Sure.
And so one of the things I thought was the coolest about him was that kind of just spoke freely. But I'm trying to remember the right word here. What the fuck? It was something he called something in the house that I thought was... It wasn't jism, but it was some word like that it was like they were talking about ejaculate. They were using that thing. They were like, ejaculate, something. And I was like, anybody know any other words for this?
Nut.
And I was like, whatever it was, it was so like, I thought it was a medical term.
Yeah.
That's why I want to remember what the fuck it was exactly. No, it was names for condoms, I think. Rubbers.
Jimmy.
Blah, blah, Jimmy has, and I called it a bag. Yeah. But it wasn't, it was something bag.
Yeah, jizz bag, cum bag, nut bag, cream bag.
It sounds like it should be all of these. But I said it so confidently, you can see the teacher's face go like, okay. Jit
bag.
Jit bag.
In school.
In school.
Oh yeah, we gotta use jit bags.
Completely confident. I was these other assholes don't know. He goes, I live with the smartest guy in the world. Also sometimes referred to as a jit bag. And the teacher was like,
I mean, all right. So we're just going to keep it moving.
Jit bag.
Goddamn. That's awesome, dude. You got to come back because I have so many questions about just like the upbringing. You know, we didn't even broach the subject of your stepfather's huge penis. We didn't even get there. You know, we do our research here at Stavvy's World. So, but we got to answer some questions before you get out of here because we need your perspective for some of our fans. So,
absolutely.
Eldis, let's get some questions here before our friend has to go.
All right. Hi.
Of course not. Never gets it on the first play.
All right. Hi, Stav. Well, first things first is like, I guess I do have a boyfriend. I'm not guessing at this, but I have a boyfriend, and recently I have just been, or like in the past year, I've decided that I am definitely bi.
Nice.
But I have never been with a woman. I love my boyfriend, but I don't know if I could live with my life without having sex with a woman. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on that whole situation. But thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay. This is nice. This is cute. She's realized something about herself. She wants to eat a little clam. Nothing wrong with that. We support that here.
Yeah, I think the answer is simple. Tell him and then start doing it. I think it's 15 minutes of your day.
Yes. Have you ever tried canceling a gym membership? That's way more annoying than telling your boyfriend you're a bisexual woman.
He'll be jarred by it for a second, and then what she's not saying here also is like, does she want to go have like a different thing with a girl?
Yeah, that's the thing here, right? I think, well, first of all, she says she has a boyfriend and she's worried. She just realized she's bi. She didn't say what her age is, but you don't sound that old. I hate to break it to you, but just by statistics, this relationship that you're in, I'm not saying it's ending tomorrow. I'm not saying it's ending next year. Are you going to get married to this person? Because you're talking about this like you realize this the day before your wedding as a mature woman, and you're wait, what if I never... I got news for you. You're probably not marrying this guy, and you'll be able to eat some pussy even if he's not in the picture. Yeah. But...
all the answers are at the bottom of a hot pussy.
That's where we find salvation.
It's like Snapple facts. On the back of her vulva.
Now, do you want... that's another thing. Do you want your first experience with a woman to be in a threesome situation? That seems like a lot to me if you're like gay. I don't know. Some people can take it.
I'd almost think that maybe it would be
An easy win,
easier thing like that. Yeah,
yeah. The pussy's too much. You get confused, so you play the easier level. You go back to the dick after you get confused by eating pussy.
It's almost like a buffer to it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get your confidence back up, getting his dick hard, and then go back to eating pussy. That seems kind of fun, actually.
I say first things first. And it's so hard to say to a woman, I apologize for being misogynistic. Get the right kind of drunk, and then stop drinking, and then do it. But that'll never happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. First of all, a couple drinks never hurt nobody, right?
But
a
don't
couple
get
glasses
to where you're
of red
fucking
wine.
gonna cry afterwards.
No. So she loves her boyfriend, but she doesn't know if she could live her life without having sex with a woman. So you have to think about two things here. Do you want to how much do you want to eat pussy right now or get your pussy eaten by a woman? Is it so much so that you're going to break up with him? And if that's the case, should you float an open relationship? You're a young woman, so this guy's probably a young dumbass. Like myself.
She definitely doesn't want him to fuck other people.
But she wants to get pussy?
She wants to get pussy, but she definitely doesn't want him to, like, on his own fuck. Like, open relationship because she wants to be with girls would be too ideal.
Who knows, though? Women are weirdly more open than men about these. Here's the thing. Sometimes. I've talked about this where I'm like, I know it's homophobic, but I would literally let my girlfriend fuck women. And I understand I'm in my head, I'm like, well, a woman's not the same as a man, equal to a man. Yeah.
Sexually, they're not.
Yeah. So in my head, but it's like, you're putting yourself in the danger zone for her falling in love with a woman is I think the counter argument there, where it's like, yeah, sexually it's not the same thing, but you could get left for, like, to me, I would just be like, I can't overpower the part of my brain that's like, nice. You know what I mean? Like, of course. So
maybe the presentation of it is something in the realm of like, you kind of drop like a heavy hammer that's going to make him like take a seat. Like, hey, I'm worried. He goes, I'm having some feelings about our relationship.
Oh, oversell.
You know what I mean? He goes about like, I'm having some feelings about, being attracted to other people. And then when he sits down and has it like, oh my God, he goes, I think I want to like try having sex with a woman. He's gonna
start. He's gonna take out his electric guitar.
Yeah, you'll see the color. You see the color come back to his lips. He's like, don't ever say something crazy. I thought you were gonna cheat on me. I knew you were gonna go fucking knock snatch with some chick.
Oh, cool. He goes back to playing Xbox. Yeah. He doesn't even pause the game.
He goes, excuse me?
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
You almost made me lose my place.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I just got hit with a green shell.
Hey, hon, hit me back when you have a real problem.
So, yeah, the odds are...
Are they here now? Is the girl here now?
Yeah. You just watch his dick get hard as you tell him that.
Unless you're with a guy who's like super religious or someone has got some weird aversion to it. Because that was the most interesting thing. Howard Stern's always said that when that comes up to him. He said he would be absolutely the same kind of jealous if his girl was with another woman. And I really just don't ever feel that.
I know, but I wouldn't say it's religious because it's like, I do think we're lucky to be too stupid to let that jealousy, you know what I mean? Like, this is a win for us where it's like ignorance is bliss. Like, yeah, probably a woman might be, it's probably more dangerous for a woman because it's like you might be the best male match for your girl, but then it's like a lot of women are more pleasant than me or you know what I mean? So it's like letting them out there to fuck girls who might be better at eating pussy, might have more emotional intelligence. Like, this is an ignorance is bliss thing for us. And my point is, for her, she's pretty young. Her boyfriend might be just as stupid, probably stupider than us. Maybe. So he might hear this and be like, nice, go eat some pussy. You might fall in love with that girl, but your conscience is clear, sister.
That would be a bummer, though, too, if she goes like, yeah, I'll open it up so we can bring the girls back with both of us. But I'm in the super dykey chicks.
Yeah. I'm into a bitch that looks like Drew Carey from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah,
Not even Price is Right, Drew Carey. Motherfucker with the 2XL bowling shirts and the thick glasses.
She's wearing a jean vest and a fucking tank top.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be, I've never thought of a...
Hey, this is Ruth. That's never what you picture when your girl's like, I'd like to bring another girl home in the bedroom. Hey, this is Ruth.
Yeah,
plays beer league.
Barb's about to eat your ass like it's a pussy. You come because some lesbian, some like hardcore butch lesbian eats ass so good. You're like, oh.
Hon, I just felt like you were paying a little too much attention to Sue, and not a lot of attention to me.
So yeah, I think you're okay here. Have the conversation. You're obviously at some point in your life you're gonna fuck a girl. You deserve to. This is part of your identity. You clearly want it. And so if you think if you can't get through this relationship without fucking a girl, then talk to him about it. If you think, maybe we see how things go, this might not last, you're in college, whatever. Or if you want to, do the threesome of that, pitch that to him. And look, it might be the kind of thing where he's not supportive. He doesn't want you to fuck girls. He doesn't want to have a threesome. And he might be the Howard Stern type that says, I'd be just as jealous. Then you just have to break up with him. But if you get a retard like me or Jay, you might be eating pussy by tomorrow.
He'll help you search. Yeah. Rest in peace, Craigslist.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. All right, Eldis, hit us with another one, buddy boy.
That's funny, too, if she goes, yeah, I think I want to have sex with other women. He goes, I was going to sit you down and tell you that.
Yeah.
Hey, Stav, Eldis. First time, long time. My non-binary partner and I just moved to a rural-ass part of Central Valley, California.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of redneck kind of bullshit out here, which I can kind of enjoy. I'm a tree guy, tree climber, but we moved out here for their job in the medical field, and believe it or not, we're having some trouble making friends. Should we just hightail it and run as soon as we can, or try and figure out how to be hillbillies, I guess? I don't fucking know. Love what you're doing. Love the show. Thanks again.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in. Love you, too. Love you and your they-them-ass partner. So basically, culture shock is what he's talking about. It's like his partner's non-binary, but that's probably just the tip of the iceberg, right? They probably just don't get it's just not their scene. Like, I could not be in a fucking rural place. I'm sorry. I'm not putting down roots in a rural place. No. Yeah. Like, could it be a little less
spaced out to New York for sure?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, it would be nice to have a little. Yeah. I could probably make do in the burbs at some point in my life, or whatever. I do love Queens, though. I kind of want to just buy a house here, honestly, and fucking live here.
There's beautiful neighborhoods in Queens.
I love it here, dude. But so you're a tree climber and that kind of shit, and they work in the medical field.
Yeah, I'm more confused about that. He goes, I'm having a blast climbing trees. Like a goofy idiot. Yeah. My wife's out here, doing fucking medical research.
Yeah.
She's trying to cure AIDS. I'm climbing trees, and I can't make friends.
What's your job, bro? You're climbing trees. They're fucking, they're doing x-rays and shit.
Yeah, easy way to make friends. Get a job.
Yeah.
And then maybe those people are cool.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, this does feel a little cut and dry to me here. It does feel like you just don't like where you live. And they work in the medical field. There's hospitals literally fucking everywhere. I mean, I don't know what the job is in the medical field, but
depends what she does.
Yeah.
You got to go rural if your specialty is fixing hair lips or something.
Right.
I do club foot repair.
Yeah. They're like, they're like cleft palate, ringworm. We de-ring you. We deworm you. You're probably not going to be in San Francisco.
I'm doing research on how to make cousin fucking DNA stable. Trying to make that genetically stable so you don't have 3 eyes or whatever.
Yeah. So that would be, look, we don't know the specifics here of the situation, but that's part of being like relatively young and moving around. You see what you like. Unless this job is crazy good and you're making a ton of, they're making so much money that you can just afford to climb trees all day. If it's a purely financial thing, then you have to weigh the pros and cons of the salary versus what kind of your quality of life can be. But my rule is, if you don't love where you live, that's going to affect every aspect of your life. And like shitty apartment to shitty city to whatever, that's every fucking day. And to me, that's one of the few things in the world that it is worth splurging on is like housing and location. And if the vibes aren't right where you live, you don't want to hack it somewhere you don't fuck with. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, why would a non-binary move to a hillbilly place?
Yeah, just for the job.
Unless her medical job is cutting penises off of hillbillies. She does quiet backroom hillbilly transition surgery.
That would be pretty fucking cool.
She goes, I'm here to put tits on farmers.
But then you create your own community. Maybe that's how you do it.
That's the move.
They start chopping off cocks and
putting tits on.
And, you know what I mean? Putting tits on farmers. You can create your own friends.
You gotta do this. Wow.
Yeah. If they open up a little fucking clinic, just and they become the Central Valley, like the best. You make the nicest pussies and dicks. And you have a bunch of trans and non-binary friends. Now you're onto something.
Where did you get that awesome dick?
Or open up
Central Valley, California, with all the hillbillies. Be surprised.
Or if you don't want to chop, if that's too much and you just want more non-binary friends, you could specialize in like cool mullets. Which is, you could open up a barbershop that does the best mullets ever.
I heard your son. She goes, honey, come down from that tree. He goes, no, I'm not coming down until you say we can move. I don't have any friends here.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Central Valley, California just becomes a bunch of people named like Nico and Sock and Sage. It's just a bunch of classic non-binary names. All right, good luck. I would say personally, I move. You shouldn't have to like really work too hard. Obviously, there's going to be an adjustment period, but you don't want it to feel like a total uphill battle to change the place you live. You want to fit into the place you live.
If you work in the medical field too, as you said, you can live at least in that kind of place you like.
Exactly.
It might not be the town.
You can get closer to it. So that the work you have to do is easier than like we said, literally
He's going to come back and be like, well, Stav, here's the problem. Not a lot of trees in that area. You can't just keep this bird grounded,
dog. All right. Hit us with another one, Big Eld.
What up, Stavvy? I'm from Miami. Huge fan. Been following your YouTube and your podcast a lot. Just wanted to show you some problems I've been having.
That's what we're here for, buddy.
If you have any advice for me here.
In the future?
I'm a single father. I have a 1.5-year-old with me. Unfortunately, the mother got hooked on drugs, and she's not around anymore. I have 100% custody of my son, and we're doing well. He's doing fine. I absolutely love him. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's one.
I love doing the whole dad thing. The issue is I have not been able to get back on the horse, man. I just haven't been dating. I haven't been trying to as much either because I barely have time with work and my kid and all that. Mom on the weekends and try to go out, but it's like I don't have the energy to do that almost anymore. And another issue is that I have really standards in girls.
It's an issue.
Guess that just started.
I've dated really, really good-looking women. Unfortunately, the mother of my child did get hooked on drugs, but she was absolutely gorgeous.
Fucking retard.
Before that, I've always been really, really hot girls, and I've tried the Tinder thing, and I've tried the Facebook dating and Hinge and all that, but all I find are just okay girls, and I know I sound like a huge dick for saying that, but I guess I just have high standards. Maybe I need to lower mine now that I'm a single father. I don't know, man. Just wondering what you think. Would love to.
This guy is so fucking
hear
awesome,
your
dude.
opinions on whoever the guest is as well.
Yeah, we're done.
Love you, man. Thanks for everything you do.
This is so great. He's like, look, I have high standards. She was addicted to crack, but huge tits, brother.
Oh, man.
She was a smoke show. When she wasn't nodding off on heroin, there was a gleam in her eyes like you wouldn't believe.
The wettest pussy. Till the meth took root. I'll tell you what. If you do lower your standards, you hit a local bowling alley and start singing that sad tune of having the mom left you for drugs and now you raised the child. You'll get laid a lot.
Yeah.
But that lady probably has some sort of wrist corrective thing on her arm.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not all her fingernails either. And
it's from hammering things. Yeah, I was hammering something. I lost it now.
So look, yeah, I mean, there's a couple ways to look at this. I mean, this is you're first of all, salute to you. That shit is hard, being a fucking single dad with your ex, your ex on drugs, all that kind of shit. It sounds like he has his mom in the picture that can look at the kid a little bit on the weekends. And look, the energy thing is real, but you're gonna have to realize, like, I don't know about the standards thing. I mean, I do think, yeah, you do have a good narrative here. I think you're a sympathetic figure. You're looking after your son. He must be a good-looking guy to be able to get nice pussy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
nice-looking drug addict pussy.
Right.
He is a little bit down the thing.
Right. That means he had cocaine. Yeah.
If you're holding, it's not that hard, apparently. I've seen a lot of ugly guys with hot chicks on cocaine.
Yeah, maybe ask your ex for her plug, buy some good drugs, and then get good pussy with it.
Yes, because I think I need heroin strong enough to make a woman leave her family. Yeah. Anytime I ever met a guy who goes, "I'm a single father," I go,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, what did she do?
Yeah.
You got I don't even. When me and my ex-wife split up, I wasn't even thinking about battling around that thing. I'm like, they're not going to give me. She'd have to be all fucked up.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer. She's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, maybe there might be a lower standard. There might be a lowering of standards here a little bit. But I also think you might be in a place where you should maybe, you're tired. This has been a traumatic fucking event. You have a little ass kid. Obviously, you want to get your dick sucked, but you might want to wait till you feel a little more stable here. Your heart just might not be in it. He said he's tried Tinder, Facebook, Hinge. All I find are just okay girls.
Or a hot chick with like a chink in the armor, like crazy body, but you see the stretch marks from the kid.
Yeah. Maybe you need to find somebody with a kid. Act like fucking Jay's stepdad here. Find yourself a 23-year-old with her own kid. Yeah.
Hit that one.
Yeah. But not yours. Take out all your frustration on that kid.
Your kid's already had it
enough. So yeah, dude, I mean, I do think part of it is with anything, right? With dating, you say they aren't up to your standards. Has becoming a single father made were you an 8 and now you're a 6 from the stress of having a child and working all the time?
And a drug addict ex?
Yeah, drug addict. You've dealt with a lot of adversity. Are you in the best place you need to be to get top shelf pussy? And also, maybe, just maybe, now at some point I think when you want to settle down, being a responsible single father will help you get a higher quality of woman, I think. I think that's like a very admirable thing. It shows that you're responsible. You can look after them if you can look after your kid with nothing, with no other help.
Also, if your son is 1.5 and that great of a guy, go to Tijuana and get hookers with him.
Is he a good hang? Is he that good a dude?
This kid's so cool.
This kid rocks, dude.
Man, he's got the best stories.
Also, look, he's pretty young. Now's the time to walk out of the park and just use him as pussy bait. He's adorable, dude. 1.5, right? He's
not wrong. Use the kid. Get a baby Bjorn even.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a baby Bjorn. Work on yourself. Use the kid to get pussy. And then also, look, you might need to start a little lower than your standards. Talk to go on a couple dates. Get back on the horse in general. You don't get back to, after you've taken a break from anything, you don't go right back at 100%, right? You need a couple warm up starts. A pitcher blows out his shoulder. He doesn't fucking play in the World Series the next day. He goes to the minor leagues. You know what I mean? You might need to get a little minor league pussy. A couple rehab starts until you're ready to go. So yeah, go on Hinge.
But not from rehab.
Yeah.
You already got one ex.
Just the analogy. That's a metaphor. No, don't literally try and get rehab pussy. So yeah, maybe start with some of your lower things. Go on a couple dates. That's advice for anyone who's trying to get into dating. It's like, just go on a couple dates. It's like they tell
Asian massage parlor. See if the pipes are still clear.
Yeah, that's certainly one way to clear out your mind. So yeah, dude, start where you're at. Go on a couple dates. They tell people when they're looking for jobs, take a couple job interviews with places you don't even want to work, so that you're not nervous in a real job interview. Take a couple dates with people that you're kind of on the fence about, and who knows, you might hit it off. That's the other thing. People online don't look that great. In person, you might hit it off with them. So don't be too hard on these people. Don't be too hard on yourself. And, you know, I think
be a little harder on your son.
Yeah, be a little harder on your son.
Calling him a great guy at 1.5 is impossible. Oh, the guys love him at poker.
Yeah. All right, hit us with another one, Big Eld. And we got to get our friend Jay out of here.
Yo, sexy Stav. Question, need some advice.
Can you pause it for a second?
I work at a
I think it is hilarious because they're all like transcribed.
Yeah.
Your name has never.
It will never be right.
Yeah.
I get Bobby. I get sexy stuff.
Yeah. I think he said sexy stuff.
Steve, baby. People will call me Steve. They'll say Steve. Yeah, the Google transcription's not that good.
Yo, sexy Stav. Question, need some advice. I work at a large corporation. I work remote. I'm working maybe 2 hours a day max.
Nice.
Getting paid about $65,000 a year, and I don't know if I should push myself to try to get a promotion. Whereas, you know, I might have to work more hours and not really get paid for it, but I'm kind of making good money now and just kind of playing Call of Duty through the day, which is pretty sick. Awesome. So I guess my question is, should I push myself and try to get a promotion, or do I continue just kind of chilling, maybe going through the ranks, eventually getting the bigger money, but kind of just chilling? Honestly, it's pretty nice to chill.
I thought you'd go through the ranks of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I just start to keep chilling, going through the ranks. Give the sergeant major.
Yeah. Dude, I think you're in a nice spot right now. Now, maybe don't use it for Call of Duty. Here's what I would do. You got a relaxing ass life. You don't have to work that hard. I wouldn't. Can you get another bullshit job? Can you
more
get
hours?
Can you get another shitty job like this where you just don't have to work that much, and now you're making 2 salaries and you're barely doing shit? That might be better than you don't want more responsibility in a fucking.
I'd spend a couple hours OnlyFans in a day, see what happens.
Yeah.
If you could play Call of Duty and whack off for gay dudes once a day.
Put that boy pussy to work.
Yeah, get that thing out there.
I
think age matters.
Right.
These guys got to put their age though, because everyone so far, age makes such a difference in the advice.
That's a good point. I think he sounds young to me though, because this happens a lot where it's like big corporate, and one of the beauties of working for a big company is that like
you're lost in the sauce.
Exactly. You can just fucking. I remember Eldis when he worked at at CBS. He was a horrible employee. we used to live. This used to be Eldis' apartment too. We've been friends since we were kids. And we were roommates, and Eldis would just like be going at like 11:15. You know what I mean? Like he's just showing up to work with a fucking breakfast burrito. Like he's like an hour and a half late, but he stopped for a snack. He was so bad at his fucking job. It was awesome, dude. That's the beauty of it.
But yeah, they don't know unless multiple complaints start coming in about you.
Yeah, and that never happens because no one's working at these situations.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell this guy, like, if you have a situation like this, hold on to it tight, and because it's an awesome setup. I mean, if you just get to play video games all day, out of any like 9 to 5, what you really want is like the thing that'll pay you the most for doing the least amount of work.
100%.
I remember when I was working there, I was like, I would like go in late, like leave at 4:59. I started working out, got my life in order and shit, because I had like the space. I wasn't worried about work and shit.
Exactly.
So I think you should hit the gas on being a piece of shit at your job and just like doing the bare minimum.
No, that's a great point.
But also keep in mind that like eventually it will go away.
It'll end.
And when like things go south with a company, they have a bad quarter or two, you're gonna be one of the first ones they're like looking at for a layoff.
100%.
So you gotta like keep that in mind. It'll never last forever. And, you can find a balance, like, think about the optics. Send, like, meaningless reports to make it look like you're working harder.
Absolutely.
To just show, like, the work you did, but, don't actually work that hard.
But what you said is a great point, because I remember that time in your life. He literally did get his life together being a shitty employee. Eldis would you looked like shit, you were fat as shit. He lost a bunch of weight. He started buying like hair oil. He was like oiling his beard every fucking day. Nice. You should have seen the hairs he was bringing home back then. And then he glows up, gets a nice girlfriend. Like truly, CBS helped Eldis become the man he is today. Before it was like Bushwick 4.5 after Bushwick 4.5, just trudging through the walls of this apartment. And then Eldis fucking was like, what am I doing with my life? I have to be a shitty employee and improve myself.
Get my life
and he did, dude. He really did. So that's another thing, because you're using this time to have an awesome time, but Eldis is correct. It will end at some point. So use this as a method for self-improvement. A little Call of Duty's fine, but it's like, you're making a lot of money. It's like, do you have something you want to take? Because, yeah, Jay's correct, too. Age matters.
Because if you're 35 years old,
yeah, and
this is happening, even like mid-30s, you're like, well, I guess now probably make the push for like the promotion or kind of figure out your thing. If you're getting to the point where you're like, again, so much information left out. Do you care about having a family at all? Or are you just like, who gives a fuck? If you don't give a fuck at all, really, it's fine. If you don't care about having roommates, what difference does it make? There's other people who really don't give a shit about those things. So people are just like, I don't care. I don't like in their 40s just have roommates and like,
But if you're a young guy and you want to prepare yourself for that time frame, is there some other shit you could be doing now that when you have responsibilities that make it so that you can't play Call of Duty and you have to have a real job?
See, if he's 23, 24 and he says, I can just chill and maybe go through the ranks, eventually getting the money bigger. So if that's even a possibility, then like,
do that. Chill. Get jacked. If you want to lose weight, now's a chance to do something that you will never have a chance to do ever again in your life. Have you wanted to get jacked? Have you wanted to fucking even traveling? Like if it's a work from home job, fucking go travel, go see shit and work for, do a little 2-hour meeting from like, Utah or Italy or wherever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like wherever the fuck you want to see. Now's your chance to do something.
He goes, those are the two places I
and not even like the cool like stone, like the cool outdoor parts of Utah. He just wants to go to Salt Lake. He just wants to go into the city.
He wants to see the Salt Lake.
Yeah. He doesn't want to take any hikes.
I heard the Vivint Arena's nice.
Which we're gonna be at, by the way. I'm pumped for that. We're both we're doing Burt shows. Yeah. That's gonna be fucking sick, dude. I can't fucking wait.
That tour is gonna I did it last year, dude.
You did?
It's a blast.
I can't fucking wait.
We have to do such little time.
That's awesome.
And just fucking hang.
Yeah. I can't fucking wait. So listen, that's our advice to you. This is a golden opportunity you have. Do not waste it. Find a thing you want to do because it will slip through your fingers. Make sure it sets you up for success, like our friend Eldis. Although what set him up for success was his friend getting rich by accident. If we're gonna be honest, he'd still be at fucking CBS right now, being a shitty employee and just getting fucking constantly worried about layoffs.
And that's what works.
Yeah, but in another life, take this opportunity. Because it's a beautiful time in your life, and make sure you use it instead of just playing Call of Duty. That's our advice to you, my friend. Anyway, Jay, you got to go, guys. Go watch Dog Belly. Where can they see it?
Free on YouTube.
Free on YouTube. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Go watch that shit. Let's run this fucker up. Let's get 100 million views on that motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's bury Ari.
Yeah, fuck Ari. Fuck Ari. Yeah, well, let's get. Although I was gonna say let's get one back for the You're Gentile coded, but you are technically Jewish. Yeah. It's like you're such Philly trash that it almost makes you forget you're Jewish. It's like
I came from a Jewish and black neighborhood in Philly, and never even understood what Jews they're talking about when they talk about anti-Semitism. And then when I moved to New York, I was like, there they are.
What are you talking about? Jews smack their wives too.
Really?
Jews. I've never. I'm Jews like, don't
Jews
eat
just
ham?
Drink Budweisers and fucking smoke Newports?
What are you talking about? Jews don't. What do you mean? Jews keep kosher?
Don't other Jews just happen to be Jewish? Like, no, they're super into it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just eating fucking ham and cheese hot pockets all day. You're like, this is fine by me.
My ex-wife went to Cardozo Law School, which is a yeshiva university.
Oh,
it's very good.
Hilarious.
She's Hispanic. The first day, she said she walked into the lunchroom and put a ham and cheese sandwich in a microwave. They yelled at her. People came out in hazmat suits and removed the microwave forever.
That's fucking incredible. That's so fucking funny. Damn, dude. But look, that's also funny because like that's where a racist person would assume the best law school is. It's like, let's go to the most Jewish law school there is.
Absolutely.
Let's
I'm going to the Ireland University
of. Go watch the special, everybody. Jay, thank you, buddy. This
thank
was
you,
fucking
man.
sick, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank
Love you too, man. See you guys. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.